What's good, family? Shout out to my doggy Shiny Hatsman for coming through and boosting up your man the YB coin. So, on to today's topic. We got some truly breaking news right now. Your man's Eddie Hearn, Billy Joe Sausages' promoter, has given us an update on his return. For you man who don't know, Billy Joe Sausages is the cat who got his dinner pushed in and got his cherry popped by Canelo Bumelo Alvarez, the guy who went on to jack against Bivol. Anywho, like I said, Eddie, I believe, has one more fight on the contract of Billy Joe Sausages, and he's been, he's been flirting the comeback with Billy Joe. People have been saying the Eubank rematch and what other fights is there. I'm not sure who else there is. Bottom line is, Billy, allegedly he's flirting with coming back. 2-2s. Eddie's updated us on that topic and said the following. Eddie Hearn on Billy Joe Sausages' return. We looked at it, talked some numbers. I don't think we can deliver what he wants us to deliver for him. You know what Billy's like. Billy wants the full. He wants chicken korma. Yeah? Chicken korma, one jalfrezi, one pilau rice, and 2 naans. 100%. I don't think I can deliver what he wants us to deliver. Listen, Eddie. Yeah, your name's Deliveroo. Your name Uber Eats. You best deliver what he wants. 100%. He want that jalfrezi. You best get it quick as well. 100%. So we're happy for him to take whatever opportunities. I'd love to see Mr. Sausages back with us or with somebody else. Now, it's quite interesting because we know Lawrence Hug Coley had a 1-fight deal, or had 1 fight left on his deal with Matchroom, and they ain't letting him go nowhere. I guess the difference is, guess what? Lawrence Hug Coley is a world champion still. Now, I could be wrong. It's also possible that Billy Joe Sausages doesn't have any more deals with Eddie Hearn. In fact, that's probably true, because the fact that Eddie's saying he can go with us or with somebody else implies he is a free agent. But then again, he also says, so we're happy for him to take whatever opportunities. Well, if he didn't have any deal with Eddie Hearn left, it wouldn't matter if Eddie was happy or not. Eddie would need to comment on his willingness for Billy to fight on other platforms. And to be honest, up until the Lawrence Coley debacle, Eddie in the past has been renowned for not holding fighters to contracts. In fact, he used to come out and say, oh, I'm not like other promoters. We don't need contracts. We go based on the value we deliver. Up until the Coley situation. And you can really show that, well, it tells that Eddie's starting to feel the pressure now. Because he's starting to do what Frank did, or does, and that's enforce contracts. And listen, rightly so. I'm just calling a spade though. Eddie Hearn shot himself in the foot by trying to come across too much like Jack the Lad. Oh, I'm one of the lads, yeah. Don't worry about contracts. We go based on the relationship until we don't. Oops. But anyway, end of the day, from Eddie Hearn's point of view, Eddie's basically saying here that Billy wants way too much money. He's not a world champion. He's not going to be getting back in there with Canelo. So where's the value to Eddie Hearn? I mean, you bwanks, Chris, you really, and let's call a spade here. The kind of money Billy Joe Sausages wants, the only fight is going to be Eubanks. And Eubanks, I think to be fair, Eubanks would be up for it. Because you know what he's like, he's a clout chaser. Here's another one. He's not interested in no world championship belt. He just want a clout chaser and make some quick bucks. So I'm surprised, to be honest, that we haven't seen, we've seen Chris Eubank call out Jake Paul. I'm surprised we haven't seen Eubank. Bear in mind as well, people, bear in mind the cloth Eubank comes from. You'd think he'd want to get that get back over Billy Joe before he retires. Because he's got a massive loss against him. So I am quite shocked that your man's Eubank hasn't took it upon himself to put more pressure on Billy Joe. When I mean pressure, I mean call him out and If I was someone like Eubank, yeah, and you've lost to him, I'm pretty sure Billy Joe took Eubank's virginity. Yeah, popped his cherry for him. Why would you not want to get that back? But it really sums up the state of manhood today. Eubank don't care. Oh, yeah, you popped my cherry, come pop it again. That's what men are like today. Soft. Arguably, even Billy Joe himself. Why is Billy Joe not chomping at the bit, yeah, to try and find a way back to Bomelo? Do you know what I mean? That's how men used to be. Men used to be in the past, yeah. They'd take a loss and it would grate on them. They'd need to get the get back, or at least try. These times, you get your dinner pushed in, yeah. Billy Joe got his dinner pushed in front of his pops, in front of his kids. His cherry got popped. And guess what? He got no shame. He fell off. And he ain't been seen or heard of since. It's bad. That's what you call down bad. He should be bang on it now, saying, you know what? I'm going to find a way back to get my hands on Canelo. He ain't doing that. Or better yet, at least find a way not to go out sad. I.e., maybe not Canelo again, but at least let me mash Chris Eubank up one more time. For old time's sakes. At least let me go out on a W. No, he ain't trying to do that. He trying to just extract more money. It's such a shame where the state of manhood's gone now. It's all about the money. People are literally being flown out to Dubai to sell their backside. And to be honest, the only reason we haven't seen Billy Joe flown out is because he isn't a champion. If he was, you best believe the Saudi cats would be saying, boom, let's get that. Saudis love the champions right now. That's their kink. What's that? You're a champion? Boom, get him over there and let's emasculate him. Yeah, let's get him to suck the dump at my backside. 100%. These Saudi dons, these zesty Saudi dons, have got a whole bunch of champion cats sucking the dump, clean out their backside, sucking last week's dinner out. That's what they do. I'm just telling you what it is. Yeah? Oh, YB, you're sick. I must call a spade a spade. Your man, Mr. Johnston, he know a lot about that. Why do you think he keeps fighting in Saudi for hundreds of millions? Get serious, people. People say things like, oh, nah, he getting paid because they're really generous. Get serious. They're really generous. The Saudis are really generous. What you mean, like, that's why they've got 70% of their population is slave, you know what I mean? It's essentially slave labour, but they're really generous. Get serious, people. Yeah, there's nothing for free in this world, least of all in Saudi. Your man AJ be like this, look. Yeah, some next prince, pretend, yeah, this is some next prince's booty, yeah? This is some next prince booty hole. I'm AJ, yeah? He'd suck it all out 100%. What's that? You got last week's dinner in your belly? Come here. 100%. That's your man Johnston. That's your man Anthony Johnston. So, is what it is. Unfortunately, I've heard Billy he has reached out to some of the Saudi cats, but they told him, listen Billy, you're washed up. What are we going to do with you? Yeah? We can't get off to some washed up former has-been. What's that gonna... That's not getting no one off. They want to get off on champs. Big buff nicks as well. That's their favourite. Their favourite is champion big buff nicks. People like AJ, Wilder at the time. But that's why I respect Wilder even more. Because guess what? You never heard of Wilder going to Saudi, did you? Yeah, he might be doing some zesty things. And who knows? Maybe some of them certain cats. I mean, we know Wilder. I can't say certain things on YouTube yet, but let me just say this. Shelley Finkel, Wilder's manager, comes from a certain group of people, yeah? So it's highly likely, in my opinion, that Shelley and all of his friends have done wild things with Wilder, yeah? How do you think he got his second name? There you go then, Wilder. He been wilding out. He been wilding out on all of your man Shelley's friends. Yeah, all of his cabal friends, boom. They've been doing all kinds of madness with Wilder, but still, at least, whatever you say about Wilder, no matter what zesty things he may or may not have been doing with Shelley, guess what? He ain't never been flown out to Saudi. Your man Johnston, he's staying Saudi. Anyway, man, listen. Billy, I understand you want the bag, but if you want that Saudi bag, you best find yourself some belts. Yeah? Because they ain't going to fly you out for nothing. Who are you? You're some washed up has-been. Yeah? Like I said, washed up has-beens ain't getting no zesty Saudi prince off. What they can do with that? Yeah? They can't beat, listen, no zesty Saudi prince can beat his meat to some washed up has-been who jacked against Canelo. They need to know you're on top. They need to see you, oh wow, I'm going to take that guy who's thriving in life and he's going to suck the pooper out of me, 100%. That's their shtick. Listen, each to their own. Yeah, if you can get it, fair play to you. If you can get some next zesty champion to be flown out for X amount of money and do all kinds of ish with a pooper, that's fair play to them. That's fair game, yeah? If you man ain't got no morals, that's up to you, man. Oh, but YB, it's the bag. But YB, it's 2022 and AJ be chasing the bag. Listen, I'm sick of the bag chasers. Yeah, there's certain things that you leave where they are. Yeah, can't no zesty prince ring my line and talk about we gonna fly you out and you gonna suck the pooper. That's what ain't gonna happen. I don't care what bag you got. I'll stay in the basement. Thank you very much. 100%. There's no doubt about that. Anyway, Billy Joe Sausages. He trying to come up right now. He on the blower to Eddie Hearn trying to get a come up. Listen, Billy, man. There's nothing like hard work, and that's the problem with Billy. His whole career, he ain't never been trying to work hard. He been trying to run his hustles and scam. He hustled WBO, he nicks a belt, and he sits there waiting for the Canelo payout. And it basically, Billy Joe Sausages sold his booty hole to Canelo. That's the bottom line. He sold all of his pride and his booty in front of all of his peoples to Canelo. Facts.